I met her on LinkedIn. So she has over 500, or I think over 5,000 followers on LinkedIn, but 19,000 on Instagram, 10,000 on Facebook. She's just a positive light. So I'm excited to work with her, and we're doing onboarding with her today. So super excited.
Oh my goodness. So you met her on LinkedIn because we're going to talk about social media today. So you met her on LinkedIn, and then you immediately did what? You booked a Zoom call with her?
Yeah, booked a Zoom call, and I just did, because I kind of tailor it to they're looking for an opportunity, right? So I tailor the presentation using the slides you already have for us. But I touch on the products, quickly, and then we go into compensation and share with them. So do a full op share, sharing everything, the slides and all.
And even like when you say compensation, how are you sharing the compensation plan? Just as the slides are currently?
Yes, yes.
Okay. With the 2x2 and all of that.
Yep, 2x2, and even talk about core 3. Slides are in there about core 3. Talk about our convention next week. I believe, sharing the convention next week, that Laura is new, Lori, them coming to convention is, just sharing that message too.
So I like that you're doing that because this is what leaders do. It's never too late to invite somebody to the next event, right? Even if it means that they buy a plane ticket and fly. And so it's important that we always are doing that. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be giving some tips for social media today. It is Social Media Friday, but I love that. And so Jessica, when you invite people that you don't necessarily know, do you do some warm chatter with them first? Are you chatting like in a chat group, like you're in a private message with them on LinkedIn, right? And you're kind of chatting and you're saying like, what's your transition line to get them to jump on a Zoom call with you?
Well, to be honest with you, LinkedIn has something called where you can post jobs. You can post opportunities. So I posted from that. They're kind of changing their rules a little bit, but like I post on there. So I know they're looking for an opportunity. So I've kind of like sifted the funnel to know that they're looking for an opportunity, right? Like they know what they're coming to talk about. It's not like I'm bringing it up and they don't, like it's not like hey, let's talk to you about what I have, like kind of a connection call. Cause I do some of those too, where we talk about what they do. It's kind of a networking call. They talk about what they do. Paisley, you're all good. You're good. Life of a mom.
Yes.
She's like, no, I want your attention right now. So yeah, I mean, I feel like, so I just book, for me, I try to book 2 op Zooms a day so that I can schedule everybody in those 2 Zooms because, that way I'm not, because I was doing a lot of one-on-ones. So I try to schedule them. Does that help your question?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're placing an ad, so they're looking for a job or some additional income, and you're chatting with them. And in your chat, when you're in the chat, do you just go straight to, hey, I know you're looking for a job, I've got a great opportunity? Or are you like, hey, I really liked your profile, would you be open to jumping on a quick Zoom? Or because you're vetting them, right? And essentially you're posturing yourself, and you're putting yourself in a position to be asking the right questions, in other words. So how does that flow?
Yes. So I'm asking them, I just said, I'm impressed with your background. I mean, I basically have a script that I've kept. I'm impressed with your background. I love to learn more about you. Could you hop on a Zoom today at 2 or tomorrow at 8:30? And then here's the, if so, here's the Zoom code. And then like she was somebody who we've been kind of trying to get in touch the last few weeks. So I finally gave her my cell phone number and I said, hey, maybe we should just text back and forth instead of messaging on LinkedIn. So eventually at some point I'm getting their cell phone number. So then I can use our app and all of that too for follow-up. When I shared with her yesterday, she was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm so aligned with this. I've been looking for an opportunity. Like, you're the perfect person. This is the perfect company. And these products look amazing. I've been an esthetician. I've been doing things, kind of in a spot where I need to have something hybrid or online right now for my life. And this is exactly what I need.
So let me clarify real quick. So before you get on a Zoom, you send them a video link from your app to look at?
Nope, I didn't send her. She has no information about about what, like the actual job description, like says some things that like they will need to be doing, like posting and things like that. But there's no like, I don't send her anything about 3 before the Zoom.
Okay. So she doesn't know the name of the company. She doesn't know the product line. She just knows that she's a perfect fit.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, she said it once I shared with her that.
Okay. Excellent. So this is, I mean, I love talking about this because everybody builds this business a little bit differently. Jessica has really honed her craft on LinkedIn. She recruits off LinkedIn quite often. And so I like that. She likes it because it's more business minded. She's able to come in and have a better business conversation. They're not upset when she goes into comp plan because she's teaching them how to make money, right? She's not just talking about the products. She's asking them if they want to partner with her in her business. So the posturing there is good, and it would be applicable to every single one of you for every single person you're trying to recruit into 3. So one of the things I like about that is that you're not leaving any part of the story out, Jessica, which I think some people, we compartmentalize the products versus the business, but they really are one. And so when you're chatting with people, you want to let them know there's an opportunity to earn additional income. That's honestly all I say. If they are business minded, then typically I say, you know, I'm looking for people to partner with me in my e-commerce business. You know, do you know what it means to be a brand ambassador, right? And so do you know what it means to be a brand ambassador? And they're usually like, well, what does that mean? And Jessica's giving them basically a description of what it means to be a brand ambassador, right? You'll have to, you know, it's commission based. You'll have to reach out to people. You'll have to post. Am I frozen? No?
You're good.
Okay, sorry. My screen was like like it got kind of funky. But you'll have to post about a product or service that we offer. You'll have to basically represent the company well. That's in Google brand ambassador. What does it mean to be a brand ambassador? That's a great place to start when it comes to a description of what we do here, right? So that's something that I think Jessica's doing right. So I'm so glad you're able to share a little bit more about how you're recruiting on LinkedIn, Jessica. And thank you for being so open and sharing about that. Because it does make a huge difference, and it makes a huge difference in the posturing. A lot of us will get so excited, we'll make a list of names and then we'll reach out and be like, hey, I've got this really great product I'd love for you to take a look at. Nothing wrong with that. It's just not the whole story. And what you're really looking for is you're looking for people to partner with you in your business, right? People that actually want to share this. And there's a difference between a product user. A product user is somebody that comes in and they're really just essentially a great customer because they're not open to sharing with others. And then there's somebody who's open to sharing, right? There's somebody who's willing to open their mouth and share their story, to craft a story, to get out there and really get people excited about what we're doing here at 3. So I love that. So we made 2 distinctions today: the difference between a customer and a brand ambassador, right? The difference between your posture and asking somebody to take a look at the products versus asking somebody to take a look at the business as well, or in other words, the whole story. And and how she's transitioning them straight to a Zoom call. She's not sending them anything about 3 yet until they jump on a Zoom call with her. And I would say that that is a very healthy, good approach, because oftentimes people will negate if they see a quick 3-minute video, they go, oh, that's not for me. I don't have time for that. Versus they saw the whole story. Now they've got food for thought, right? When they're sitting in there, it's like giving somebody a cold appetizer without showing them that there's this huge buffet available to them. Do you know what I'm saying? So you want to bring them to the table, and you want to be able to like be the best, I guess, host you can be when you're talking about 3. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, so we have some new 3 stars. Oh my goodness, did you guys see the recognition in the Legacy Makers Facebook group? We have so many new 3 stars on Shannon's team, Elizabeth's team, on Astrid's team. You guys, so amazing. And so I would love if we could have 1 or 2 of the new 3 stars sort of share their success and their story. Is Audrey on? I don't know if I see Audrey yet, but I know Audrey, Astrid, she is on your team, right? Do you want to share a little bit about her 3-star run?
Yeah, I thought she was gonna be on. She has 100 brown babies at home with her.
Oh, of
course. She shared with Christine's call earlier today about her journey. She decided to join just because of the products, but she had no intention of working the business. She retired from being a nurse because she felt that we were not really helping people with the medications. So she, out of good conscience, she couldn't keep doing that, even though she loves nursing. And then she did Mary Kay, earned her car, and became a director in 6 months. And then she decided to retire and just enjoy her home and her grandkids and do nothing. But then she tried the products. She went to the event in North Carolina, Charlotte. You were there. And she just got on fire, and she's been on fire since then, talking to everybody. She has like 25 brand ambassadors. Like, anyone that is next to her is gonna join 3. She don't even like bring very little people that she have brought to the Zoom. She just does her own. She's so excited, and her testimonial is so amazing for her husband, that she just believes in the product. And of course, she's a nurse, so she's spreading 3 everywhere. And I'm excited for her. She said that she felt the fire again within her, which is something that she's been missing since she's been home, just enjoying the grandkids. So this is a great opportunity for people that are also retired. Like, people need this, because if you retire and you stay home doing nothing, your brain is gonna die. So we're really saving people's brains and lives.
Oh my goodness, that is so true. So, so true. Oh, well, how exciting for her. Congratulations, Audrey. And yeah, I mean, it is true. I don't want to retire. I always say I'll retire when I expire. Right? Nobody ever really wants to do that. We always want a purpose in something that we're doing. And I love this industry because it gives so many people a great purpose, just, really quite quickly, actually. Okay, thank you so much, Astrid. I wanted to see if we could have Marie Osong. I know you're a new 3-star. Do you have a moment where you'd want to just share a little bit about your 3-star run?
Great morning to everyone. My 3-star run was great, was a great experience. I also am in that age that is the retirement age, and I was looking for something that would excite me. And I've always been interested in skincare and health. In fact, health, number one, because of my experience, my life of an accident and 8 surgeries, one left knee replaced 3 times, and I've always been very, very cautious of wellness and health. So when Elizabeth, who is like my younger sister, told me about 3, in fact, 2 years ago, I believe it's almost 2 years or a year ago, when she first used the product, she sent me a couple. I tried it, but then we didn't talk much about it. And this time, when she reminded me about it, I just, I was ready. And we've been working as a team, her team, Tammy, and we worked through 2 nights to really get to the point of 3 stars. So I'm so, so, so grateful to be in the midst of great, great, great women. And I'm looking forward to growing with everyone.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm so glad the products are working so well for you and that you're being, you're willing to share them with others, especially after 3 knee replacements. Oh my goodness. I can't even imagine. So I'm so glad that you're seeing value in what you're sharing, Marie, and it's powerful. You're on your way. 3-star is such a significant rank, because really what it's doing, and for all of you who are 3-star, you're setting an equal foundation for a 6-figure or 7-figure income. You're establishing that initial base. It's like laying just the ground floor, right, of your business. And so so super important. So congratulations, Marie. And then I know we have another one that hasn't shared yet. I don't think we've heard from Anne Nguyen yet. Anne, do you want to share a little bit about your 3-star run? And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. A 3-star bet me, but I am a friend of Elizabeth from right way back from boarding school, 10 years old, and we have remained friends. And I also came and met Marie, who just spoke. We call her Auntie Marie because she's our senior. And so I was a strategic enrollee of Marie between Elizabeth and I, and all three of us, we agreed that Auntie Marie would be my enroller. And but the product got me into 3 through Elizabeth because of my own medical conditions with rheumatoid arthritis and lupus. And I couldn't believe the effects I was getting from it. And then when I called Elizabeth about it, she joined a Zoom I was having with a couple of my friends. And in that, she shared the opportunity right then and then, and we got 4 people that very day.
Wow. Oh,
and then the very next weekend, she said, I'm coming to Dallas. The same week, actually, I'm coming to Dallas. Clear your calendar, meet me there.
Wow.
She came, and I met Christine, I met Kim, I met Shannon, I met all these amazing ladies, Narisa, Antoinette, put up a very good event. I was sold on the dream when Sam, and I think George and Carmen, and then George and Adrian, and then Sam, when they showed the presentation again. I know I had seen the comp plan with George multiple times because that very day Elizabeth got 4 people, talked to my friends and got 4 people on. That very day we got into a Zoom with George, breaking down the comp plan, not like he did yesterday, maybe like he did yesterday, but for people who are seeing it for the first time, seeing the business for the first time, he did a great job because I got something out of it. And that was just about a week or 2 from me separating from my job involuntarily, a job I was supposed to retire from next month with my benefits. Wow. So 3 for me, as I was telling Elizabeth yesterday, or like we say every time when we talk, because sometimes we still pinch ourselves to say, is this really for real? I told her the difference between 3 and any other venture we may have tried in the past, and even as successful as she had been with Mary Kay, is that we are simply living our lives, our best lives, and then the money comes. What do we mean by living our best lives? It's like staying healthy, being conscious about being healthy and staying healthy. It's also about if you are here, you love to help people. It's helping people, giving them health, giving them back their lives so that they can go about doing the things they want to do with their children, their grandchildren, their loved ones, their friends, with their career or whatever they like. And in the process of living that best life and helping people doing what you love to do, money comes with it. That is the difference of 3. So you're building yourself, you're building your community, and in the process of it, you're building wealth and you're building a legacy. That's what's beautiful about 3, and that's what keeps me here. So I love it here. I am so grateful to have been a part of this team. We always try to be sometimes very selfish and say we have the best team ever. I think this genealogy is a perfect fit for me. I don't know about the other ones. I don't know how I would have felt if I was there. I'm thinking 3 would keep me excited, but this is just the perfect fit for me. I am allowed to be myself. I'm allowed to do what I like to do. And I am allowed the latitude to go out there and help people build strong communities of healthy people. And in the process, we are all having fun and money would come.
Yeah. And you are so inspiring. I got the chills multiple times as you were just sharing, because, and I'm trying not to get emotional. You just turned a business into a service-oriented opportunity. That's how you make a lot of money, is by sharing from your heart what it means to be a part of something that you know can change others' lives. Because what you did is you connected what you knew here to here into your heart. So when you can connect the dots from your head to your heart, you ultimately become the master when it comes to sharing your opportunity. And you did that so quickly. Truly, you are just, I'm so, so thrilled and so excited to hear your story and to hear how you're sharing with others, because I do believe that you are absolutely going to change lives and communities, and you're going to make a lot of money in the process. So congratulations, because when you're in a place of service, what happens is, you know, the sky's the limit. There is no limit. You're out there helping other people, sharing what you have from your heart, letting them decide, and building a big business in the process. So I'm so grateful for your testimony today. Thank you so much for being willing to share. And again, congratulations. So
Thank you very much.
you guys, so excited. I know we have several other 3-stars that have been recognized recently. I know some of you guys have already shared, but I'll just say congratulations again to Kathy and Narisa, and you guys, just so many amazing. Tammy Page, you guys are awesome. You guys are rocking it out. You guys are so many 3-stars. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're not 3-star yet, what does this tell you? You can do it, okay? You can do it. It's 3,600 PGV. That's it. You're focused on 1,800 of the 3,600, half of that volume. 900 points go down the left leg, 900 points go down the right leg. That's how the company balances you out and helps you set a little bit of a foundation. None of that matters after that. Once you've hit 3-star, you can put people wherever you need, you know, team leg, private leg, whatever, right? But at that one foundational piece, they just want to make sure you're somewhat balanced. And that's what it means to be a 3-star. So, but congratulations, everyone. I almost feel funky like switching gears here and talking about Social Media Friday, because it's just, I'm in such good feel-good energy with all of your guys' stories with Anne and Marie. So exciting. I know at the beginning of this call, we had Jessica share a little bit about her LinkedIn experience and how she's using LinkedIn to build her business. She's enrolling a lot of people. It's very exciting. And so when we talk about social media, first of all, I know every single one of you is on one platform or another, right? You know, or you were at one point. And so when it comes to social media, I'm just going to bring back a couple basic tips. And that is that thrive in the platform you feel most comfortable with. So if you're on Facebook and Facebook is the place that you like to connect and share, then focus on Facebook. Okay, if you guys are on Instagram or LinkedIn or TikTok, whatever it is for you, focus on the one you feel most confident in clicking the buttons and sharing. Okay, so whichever platform that is. Now, why do we use social media? Right now, in this day and age, what I love most is when we go to sit down with a brand new person, we're like, let's make a list of, 100 names or whatever, of people we're going to go out and we're going to share 3 with. Sometimes you want to go straight through your cell phone, right? You're just going to go straight through your cell phone, that kind of a thing, right through there. That's the fastest way. But some of you guys might look at somebody in your cell phone and be like, oh, that's the wrong phone number. Oh, I don't know how to get a hold of Rebecca anymore, or Mary, or, that kind of a thing. That's why I love social media, because you guys, like, you're always going to find them on somewhere, some platform, one platform or another, and you're going to be able to connect with them. So we want to when we think of social media, we want to make sure that we're still using it like warm market. And Jessica was sharing more of like a cold market approach, right? Because she's putting out an ad for people to apply for a position or a job. And then she's booking them straight to a Zoom before she sends them any information about 3. What she's selling them on is the opportunity to partner with 3. Okay, what does that mean to be a brand ambassador? And so she's giving them the tips and tools for how to be a brand ambassador. And I was kind of sharing a little bit about that earlier. What does it mean? What does it mean to be a brand ambassador? You're becoming an ambassador for 3, for a specific brand. Now, you are not 3, right? But you are sharing about 3. That's the difference. You are posting about 3. You are talking about 3. You are wearing the logos and the swag, right? You are hosting events. You're inviting people to events, right? You represent 3. And so, I mean, it's so deep, like it's deep, right? When we talk about being a representative of 3 or a brand ambassador of 3, we are representing the brand of 3. So when we're doing that on social media, the only reason why I do social media, I put stuff out there, is to create enough engagement. And I'm not even, you guys, I'm not trying to be a rock star or a superstar on social media. I'm just doing enough to create engagement that is sort of like the cherry on top when I'm going to look for people to connect with. So if I'm Central Time, and I know I need to recruit 3 more people to become 3-star before convention, and it's like 9 p.m. here. What time is it on the West Coast? Right? Right, that's what I'm asking myself, right? So I would jump on
Get it.
and I would get on Facebook.
I get it.
I would literally get in there and be like, okay, I'd put in this search bar, who are my friends in California? And it would pull up a list for me of all my friends in California. And I would start looking to see who's live online, the green dot in Messenger, like who's live online. And I'd be like, hey, Antoinette, it's been forever. How are you? Hey, Marie, it's been forever. How are you? Hey, Kenyon, it's been forever. How are you? Hey, Astrid, it's been forever. How are you? I would send 10 to 20 of those to see who would bite at them. And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it's been forever. Okay, tell me what's going on. I would form them, right? And I'm just going off of the social media guide that we have on our website, our team website. I would form them real quick. I'd be like, hey, how's your family doing? How's work going? Oh, well, the reason I'm reaching out is because, right? And I would literally quickly skim their Facebook page to see kind of what's new. I want to know what they're doing now. So let's say they're a real estate agent or something. The reason I'm reaching out to you is because I see that you're a real estate agent and I'm looking for entrepreneurs to help me launch my new proactive e-commerce business online. Would you be open to taking a look for me if I sent you some links? Question mark. Boom. Right? So I'm talking about engagement. I'm talking about not just posting, although that's nice. You just want to keep a steady flow of posting on some level. You guys, I'm not here to tell you that you have to be dancing in TikTok videos every day. That's not my style. My style is, what are we using social media for if not to connect? Right? Right. So yes, you can attract the right people to you because they know, like, and trust you, and they feel like they know, like, and trust you based on the content that you're putting out there. But are you still connecting with people on social media? And to me, that is the whole purpose and the whole point. It's the whole reason why you might post something out there, is so that when people do go, they're going to go, if you're looking at their page to see what they're up to, guess what they're doing in reverse when you start a conversation? They're looking at your page, right? They're going to go be like, oh my gosh, who's Craig? I can't even remember. Why does Craig think how do I know Craig? You know what I mean? They're going to go look at Craig's page and be like, wow, this dude is super cool, right? So even if they don't remember who you are, sometimes they'll be like, I'm sorry, remind me again how I know you. And you're like, well, you kind of don't, or you don't know me, but I love what you're putting out there, right? So we're using it as the cherry on top. So, I like to always bring Social Media Friday back to that, because I think sometimes we can get lost in the sauce with trying to Google how to make an Instagram reel, you know what I mean? Things like that. And really, at the end of the day, if all you did was post pictures and things that were going on in your world, and you just had some type of something going out on your feed, on your timeline, on your page, my friends, that is better than nothing. And then all it is it establishes you as a real person, right? So when you're out there and you're connecting on social media, people are coming to look at your page. You're not like a fake profile. You have more than 5 photos. They're not stock photos. Your profile photo isn't a picture of your cat. It's actually your face. You know what I mean? Things like that. So just really good, just basics. Okay. So I wouldn't connect with somebody who had a profile photo of their dog or their cat, because I'm like, I don't want to talk to the dog or the cat. I want to talk to, Irene, right? Who's Irene? So make sure, and this is just a real basic tip, and I know I'm kind of boop, 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 popping around, but make sure you have at the basics of everything with Facebook, that your profile, that you look like a professional. You're acting like a professional. You're looking like somebody they'd actually want to connect with and have a conversation with. Okay, you're a real live girl or real live boy, right? And so you've got something in your about section says a little bit about you. You don't have to get personal. You don't have to put where you're from or what city specifically you live in. You could just say Florida, something like that. You don't have to get too detail oriented. I know a lot of people, and raise your hand if you're still shy of posting too many personal things on social media. I know I am. I'm actually I get a little bit vulnerable, and I do a lot, but I still struggle. My videos, I'll put a video out there of me cooking something where in the backlog, I'm sharing my story, because it's honestly easier for me to we call that B-roll, where they're watching my daily life. They see I'm a real human being somewhere in the world, right? But I'm sharing the story through the text because I don't really like talking on the video. I'm still a little bit shy. So if you're still a little bit shy, then record yourself doing things you love and then put the overlay of the text in there. Now, last time I did Social Media Friday, somebody had asked me, how do we do that? How do we do that? So the reason I didn't go crazy into that, A, was for the timing in that moment, but B, I need to know, do you have an iPhone? Do you have a Samsung? Do you have Instagram? Do you have TikTok where you want to record your video? Do you want to use regular camera and video on your phone? Or do you want to record on Instagram, right? So that's why I always say, if you want to get good at producing some quality content, YouTube University, my friends. YouTube is going to be your friend. Everything I've learned about posting, I've Googled on YouTube. So I'll go into, I say Google, I've searched on YouTube. So I'll go to YouTube and be like, teach me how to make a Instagram reel. And then it shows you like the basics. So, and I actually, Jessica Moderer, I'm calling you out for a second. Do you, if I make you co-host, do you have the ability to share your screen from your iPhone? I know you know how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. She's probably with
Yes, I am. I
You do?
can.
Yay! We're going to do some little bit of in-depth training, okay? And now I'm going to, I will tell you right now, here, Jess, let me make you co-host. I like to make my videos, okay, you're co-host, Jess. I like to make videos on Instagram, and then I have linked the accounts because Instagram owns Facebook, or sorry, Facebook owns Instagram, vice versa, Meta, okay? And so I like to record videos from Instagram because they will share it to my page. So now I'm killing two birds with one stone. So if I create content in Instagram, then on my page, it will share to Facebook. And all you have to do is go into your Instagram settings and apply your Facebook account or vice versa so that they start talking to each other. Okay, so Jessica, we're gonna make a reel, let's say, okay? So we would go down, and do you guys see at the bottom of that, go back for me, go back. Okay, see where that plus sign is at the bottom of the screen? It looks like a little box with a plus sign in it. Okay, so she clicked that. Now see the options at the bottom, it says post, story, reel, live. She clicked on reel. Okay, so now reel, you could have recorded content through your regular camera on your phone, you cooking something, you gardening, you going for a walk with the kids, your adventure, you know, at convention, something like that, just walking through the hallways, you know, things like that. And then you would be able to pull that up. So let's say she pulls up this cute little video of her daughter on her skateboard.
All right.
She hits next.
Scooters out today.
And she's talking.
All right.
So she's talking.
Today.
And if you wanted to not use that, now what we're going to do is we're going to click edit video. So we're going to hit that edit video button.
Scooters out today.
Okay. You see how it's putting your video in an editor form. Okay. So she can pick a song to go in the background of that. So let's say she clicks that Summer Energy song. Okay. And then you see it goes for the length of the video. Then do you see below where it says text, tap to add text? So she adds that. Now she can write on there. So she can be like, the best part of being an entrepreneur is going on walks during my workday. Something like that, right? Okay. And then she can shrink that down. So she'll hit done. She could change the color, but she could shrink it down and hit done for me. Okay. And now what she'll do is see that where it says the best part of being da da da, that's only going to show for the first couple seconds of that video. Now, if she wanted it to be the whole length of the 7-second video, she would drag that out, but it's fine to just tee it up. Okay. Now what she'll do, and I know this is like, guys, this is deep. See where it says add caption? So she would go in and she'd type something. Now, you guys, I don't like spending a lot of time editing and writing. So hit next real quick, Jess. Okay, so I would go to ChatGPT And I would, yep, and I love this. This is so perfect. So ChatGPT is going to write my caption for me. There, she's got it. Okay. So I'm going to say, it says, ask me anything. Please help me write a quick caption for a post about me on a walk with my kids. Oh, there you go. With my kids. During my workday as an entrepreneur. And then she'll hit, yep, and then she'll just hit the up arrow, that black up arrow to send it. There you go. So now it's going to talk to her. Absolutely. Here's a few quick captions. So she can pick one, right? So, and you guys, she could do that. Now, what I want you to do is understand that if you copy and paste one of these, she's going to pick the one she likes. She's going to copy and paste it. Okay, just copy. She's going to go back to her Instagram. She's going to paste it into the caption section. Now let's change this, edit it so it doesn't look like ChatGPT wrote it. She might add a few more things in there, like something like just a typical day, ... you know, and then return. And then she's got this here, right? One of the perks of being my own mom boss, walk breaks with my favorite coworkers. And then I like to push the hashtags to the bottom. So I'll put some breaks in between there. You don't have to do that. It's just something I'm used to doing. I just kind of push them down because those are just there for the algorithm really and for people to be able to search, right? So she could add some other captions in there too. She could add in there like hashtag mom boss or hashtag mompreneur or, you know, hashtag network marketing or, you know, she could add in some different things that make sense, whatever works for her, you know. You could even tag the city you're in if you're not in your same city or if you're traveling or like you guys, when you go to convention, you can put in, you know, hashtag SLC for Salt Lake City or something like that, right? Okay, so then what she'd do is she'd hit okay. She could tag people. She can come down, scroll down to the bottom for me real quick, Jess. Okay, some of you guys might have the ability to see where it says more options at the bottom? So more options, schedule this reel. And so she can schedule this for later today. She could schedule it for Saturday or Sunday. She could schedule it out. So you guys could create 10 days worth of social media posts using the 10-day social media guide just by walking around, pulling B-reel, pulling content, pulling pictures of yourself, pulling pictures of your family, taking reels from 3 International and sharing them. You know, you guys can go into the social media library, grab photos and pictures and videos on the products and create your own reels with it. So that is one way to do that. Okay. So some of you might have that option. Some of you don't. I believe, and Jessica, tell me if I'm wrong, to get this schedule, this reel, I think you have to be a business account, or is it no? I can't remember. Anyways, so
yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't either. But yeah, it's okay. I'm glad it's fine. You guys go to ask. We'll have to ask somebody. Ask a ChatGPT how to do that. But then go back. See where it says audience. Very important that you are a public profile. That you are open to everyone. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Because if I know some of you guys want to be private, and it's fine. You can still, you know, issue stuff out, but it's only probably going to your friends and family. You want more than that, right? We're in network marketing. We're casting a large net. Okay. So if you want to cast a large net and connect with people and you want people to see your stuff that you don't know yet, then you want to make sure that that says to everyone. In other words, it's public and anyone can see what you're putting out there. Okay. So then she'd go back and she could save this draft for later, or she would click the purple button and she would schedule it and post it and whatever. Okay. So now when you schedule, it does that and it doesn't show it because it's not going out yet. It's going to go out on the day that you scheduled it, right? So just make sure you've scheduled it appropriately. And that's that. Okay. So let's stop sharing for a second. And let's ask some questions. Okay. So, and you can put your questions in the chat. Let me check the chat. Oh, good. I'm glad that, yes, absolutely. So ChatGPT can provide hashtags as well, and you can ask it for attach relevant hashtags for my content, and it will come up with trending and relevant hashtags for your content. What a great learning Zoom. Thank you. You are welcome, Tracy. Silly question. Where would we start on how to make a reel again, or I will YouTube it? So Kyle, I want you to YouTube it just so you're teaching yourself and you're getting it, like you can stop it and start it, stop and start it. You can go back and rewatch this video, but it's really key that all you do is you go to the bottom of that screen on Instagram, you hit the plus sign, okay? And then it'll say reel, you'll click reel. This is for a video if you want to do a video. If you're doing a post of just like a still shot of your face or something like that, which I know that we live in a day and age where people are like, oh, another selfie. Ugh. You know, I promise people want to see your face. Again, this is all about reality, right? Reality TV, in other words. This is your own reality TV show. And they want to see who they're connecting with. They want to know, like, and trust you. So when you put pictures of yourself, you don't have to be polished or perfect or beautiful or, you know, nothing. It's just about being real. It's just about being a talking head, somebody that they can actually connect with, right? So you go in and you just create any type of content. So real quickly, I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to grab the link from our team website that talks about, so this is Our Legacy Makers, ourlegacymakers.com. And under business resources, okay, resources meaning tools, okay, you're going to grab this little icon right here, social media 10-day launch. Open the social media guide. It's right here. I'm going to copy and paste it in a second. And what it's doing is it's showing you how to, sorry about the presentation background, how to post. Choose your target market. What are you offering? What are you selling? Okay. Find your hero product. I always say, like, if Revive is a product that you saw the best results on, talk about Revive for your first 10 days or incorporate a few of the other products as well with that, right? How did this product change your life? This is just helping you come up with a little bit of your story and enough engaging content that you're able to go out there and start sharing appropriately using social media. So this is a guide for 10-day attraction marketing. 10 days of engagement. This can be repeated over and over and over and over again. Once you get to day 10, go back to day 1. Okay, like it really can be done over and over and over. For those of you who really want to get good at attraction marketing on social media, this is a great way to get that started. So you do this for 10 days to boost your following, create curiosity and connection, and learn to get leads consistently using your stories and social media platforms. Right? So the first one, you ask an engagement post. The second one, you're creating curiosity, right? The third one, you're telling your story. The fourth one is a gratitude. It's giving you examples. Day 5, you'll do a live. So you would hit, instead of reel, you'd hit live and then boom, you're live. And I know that's really scary, but just go to ChatGPT and say, you know, give me 3 bullet points about my story or about my niche or about creating confidence in network marketing or about network marketing. Like if I was Christine Peterson, I would be talking about network marketing because I don't need to talk about 1,000 products. I'm a professional network marketer who's developed thousands of leaders. So she would be selling herself as a network marketer. So she would go in and she'd share a quick 2-minute video on how she developed leadership or tips for network marketers or talk about anything that she's confident about. And guess who's going to see that? People who want her expertise, who want her guidance, who are looking for a real leader, somebody who's walked the walk and talked the talk, right? So that's who she's going to attract in her lives. Personal, you know, business engagement posts, so hook line posts, like how to do this. This is just helping you. Okay, so use the social media guide as far as what to create and what to do. And then watch this again. It is live on our YouTube channel, or just go to YouTube and say, teach me how to make an Instagram reel, right?
Thank you. Thank you, Adrienne. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And teach me how to connect my Instagram to my Facebook so that when you post something on Instagram, it's automatically posting to Facebook as well. Now you do have 2 platforms going if you like. right? But then the point is to go into your messenger, go to the things like if somebody likes or comments on my post, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start chatting with them. So this is how you create conversation based on that. So if I were to open up my Facebook, okay, so let me see here. Here's my Facebook. Okay, if I were to open up my Facebook and I put this photo of myself out there and I talked about an inspirational piece, right? What am I focused on this summer? What am I working on? What's my goals right now? And I come in here and there's 64 people that like this with 11 comments. So my goal would be, okay, I haven't talked to Christy in a long time. So I would hit Christy, message Christy, and I would say like, oh, look, looks like I already did that. Hey, Christy, it's been a while. I'm reaching out for a reason but first and foremost, how are you doing? Do you see? I'm creating engagement based on what she wanted, based on what she was doing. So let me see, if I come in here, I might say, oops, I clicked on her page. Let me go back. You can do that too. But you might come in here and message and just say, oh wait, we are hosting an event on our third time. So she's in another network marketing company. We used to be partnered together. And we say, hey, Lori. Oops, let's spell things correctly. Okay. Hey, Lori. Thanks for liking my post the other day. It's, sorry, right. It's, okay, I'm going to fix this. You guys like, wow, she really cannot type. No, she can't. Let me see, liking, and that should just tell you anyone can do this. It's been forever. How are you doing? Okay, so I'm going to send that because the whole point is I'm trying to create engagement. So off of one post, 11 comments. If they're not enrolled in my business yet, what am I going to do? I'm going to go connect with them, right? And I'm going to start sending them messages. Do you guys, does everyone understand that? Like how you're helping increase your list through social media? Yes? Okay, good. Okay. All right. Silly question. Where would we start and how to make a reel? Oh, sorry. Okay. This is awesome. Okay. You post your video where you feel comfortable. Yes, exactly. You can download your video and repost the same in several different social media. Thank you, George. Thinking to post in categories, families, hobbies, no branded. So it doesn't seem like you're selling something. Exactly. You're being yourself. Right. Okay. And Instagram hashtags are powerful here. They help posts get discovered. Yes. Very good. Okay. So you guys, I feel like that was a really in-depth training today, pretty in-depth, more than usual, going through how to add a piece of content. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything around that? The reason or purpose behind using social media to help your business grow? Go ahead, Craig.
On Instagram, from one of the past social media things we did, we recommended signing up as a professional because that gives you more options as far as like a music library, and you can add stuff to it on there. But I asked George Favorite chat GPI while we were on here, and it recommended that as well if you're building that. If Facebook has business, but then it's more, what you see for like a roofing company or something on there. So, but I just use, like you've shared here before, setting it up on Instagram and then share it, and it goes to your Facebook page under professional.
Yeah, and the professional, you guys can see like analytics. So not that you need to get too deep if you don't want to, but you can go in and see analytics and see like which of your posts had better engagement. And then you want to do more of that. So if like Christine Peterson jumps on and she does a 2-minute live, and she goes back and she looks at her analytics and they're like, oh, that was huge. Like she had 6,000 people who looked at that live. Then she knows she should do live at least once a week or twice a week, right? Because then people will be like, oh my gosh, I want to see what Christine's going to put out next. What else is she going to share with us about how to be a top networker, right? Things like that. So those are all super powerful things to take a look at. Okay, so here's what I will tell you. It's better to take imperfect action than not take action at all. Okay, so it's better to put out anything than nothing at all. It's better to go on there and start 10 conversations, right? Message 10 people and start a conversation. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? How's everything going? Great. Forming them, that thing, then not, because the whole purpose of this is to truly have a moment where you're reaching out to somebody and you're creating a relationship. We are in the relationship business, right? So you wouldn't partner with somebody that you don't know, like, and trust. And so if you don't know them yet, then yeah, you've got to vet them. The same way that Jessica was sharing on the beginning of this call that she's vetting people for her business and opportunity, you're doing the same thing. You know, you don't need to put an ad out to hire people to have a conversation to see where they're at and what's going on in their life, and then insert the fact that you have this incredible opportunity. You know, then at that point you'd have Anne coming in and sharing her story, right? She'd be like, oh, it was so great to chat with you. You know, I just wanted to let you know I had this incredible experience as of late. Would you be open to jumping on a quick 6-minute phone call so I could share more? I think it's relatable, right? You know, or whatever to whatever they're doing. Okay, ride the learning curve. All right, my friends, I think that was pretty in-depth. Go out, make one post today. Reach out to 5 to 10 people, either on social media or just straight from your cell phone, okay? And just say, hey, how are you? How's everything going? If you haven't chatted with them in a while, I always say this. I'll put it in the chat. I am reaching out to you for a reason. But first, I wanted to check in and see how are you doing. So listen, the reason I do it like that is because I don't want to be disingenuous. I want them to know I'm reaching out for a reason. I'm going to talk business. I am going to be introducing them to something. I'm going to be inviting them onto a Zoom call. I am going to be doing a one-on-one with them, right? That's the whole point. But first, how are you? Right? That's polite. Is polite. Don't be a weirdo. Okay. Don't spam people like a message this big about your proactive wellness product that changed your life. They're like, I just wanted to say hi. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't do that. Don't be that guy or girl. Just come in and reach out. I'm reaching out to you for a reason. But first I wanted to check in and see, how are you doing? How's your family doing? How's work going? Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. Right? I just reached out to somebody the other day. I followed up with a guy who was in the restaurant business, and he lost his job just 2 days prior. Yeah, I mean, and so I literally took his response of how like devastated he was. You guys, I actually ran it through ChatGPT, and I said, I reached out to him for this reason, to introduce him to my business opportunity. But how would you approach this? And it gave me back a really beautiful, eloquent response that I copy pasted, put it in my own verbiage a little bit better, and I pasted it back in there. And now he's going to be doing a Zoom call with me, right? So it's like, yeah, this is what, you know, you lost your job. I mean, there is an opportunity here. If you're open to it, I'm happy to share, right? So you guys, there's lots of people out there right now that are just searching for what we have, and they're just waiting for you to reach out. Okay, so call to action. One post today, don't care what it is. Any type of post will do. Any platform will do it. I want to see it. Okay, send me a pic. Okay, tag me in it. And then reach out to 5 to 10 people about your opportunity. You know what? You could even reach out to 5 to 10 people and invite them to Utah. Who doesn't want to be invited to go on vacation? You know what I mean? Truly, who doesn't want to be invited to go on vacation? So even if they can't, guess what? They're going to be like, oh, I can't because I'm working. Oh, that's too bad. Tell me how's work going, right? You're leading in. So all good stuff. Okay, yes, either Cliff or Nicole, whichever one is on. Go ahead.
Hey,
Hi, Cliff.
how's it going?
Good.
Quick question. I tuned out for a second and you said, someone looking for a job. So someone recently on LinkedIn that I'm connected with said they're leaving whatever they were doing, trying to get back into pharmaceuticals. So I was thinking of reaching out. What did you say to say?
So, you mean as far as a job?
Yeah, like there may be something here for, would love to connect. There may be something here for you or something.
Yeah, so let's do this together, just because I'm such like a ChatGPT advocate, and I want everybody to start training their dragon. Okay, I understand some of us are scared of AI. Do not be. Okay, like at this moment, you need to start working with it. ChatGPT, you can open a free account, Chat OpenAI. When you have an account, all you're doing is you're creating your own space. Okay, so let me see. So I did like 1001. Let me see if I can go to nursing pathway detox, introducing for health caption, spell check, introduction. Where did I do it? Was it introducing 3 for health purpose? Well, okay, let's just do a new one. Okay, I have a friend, let me see. I have a friend who recently lost their job in pharma, right? In pharma.
Yep.
And I would like to intro them to my opportunity with 3 international. Please help me create a message. I don't even have to spell good English. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it knows what you want. Okay. So you could riff off of this. This is too long for me already.
Right.
So make this shorter. So I would just say, hey, Naeem, I'm sorry to hear about your job, thinking of you. I wanted to share something I'm doing with a science-backed wellness company. And I wouldn't even put that in there. And I would say, with your background in pharma, I think you'd really appreciate it. No pressure, but if you're open, I'd love to show you what it's about. Want to chat this week? I would send that in a heartbeat. I would.
That looks good. And so you take out the 3 international piece?
Yeah, because I don't want them to go Google it without me having the opportunity to share. I'm going to share with them that it's 3, right? So let me say, I would say a wellness company, or you could say proactive wellness company.
Right.
/ proactive wellness company. Okay. Period, something like that. I just put that in the chat if you guys want to copy and paste it. But so see, there is no conversation that should perplex you in this day and age, because if you're working with ChatGPT, there's always an answer. Yeah. Seriously and truly. And it's not you being disingenuous. In fact, the more you work with ChatGPT, the more it adopts your modalities, your language, your style. So when I say how to train your dragon, you're literally training your AI agent to help be more like you. And I know that's kind of creepy and scary for some people. And I really don't care what your political affiliation or belief is around AI. What I want you to know is it works. And so if you don't want to use it, that's fine. Continue doing that. If you want to use it as a guide and a source, use it. Okay. Because if you're stumped, why would you sit and be stumped in this day and age? That's too slow. You're being too slow. Okay. And especially in this day and age, you don't have time to wait. Like, you don't have time to waste. People are moving quick. Things are moving quicker. And although that can be a little bit uncomfortable for some of us, it just doesn't. I mean, like, I was on a call, like, I'm trying to help my family get their Spanish passports from Spain, because my grandfather's from Spain. And I literally took the whole form, copied and pasted it, threw it into ChatGPT, had it translated into English, sent it out to 18 people to fill out to send into their Spanish consulate. But how long would that have taken you otherwise, my friends? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, think about the time. Mm-hmm. So if you go to ChatGPT, just like literally chatgpt.com, that's there. You can set up a free account. It's free. You don't need to pay for anything. You don't need your AI agent to talk to you unless you really want it to. I don't get that technical with it. I just use it for what it's good for, which is like a better than Google search. Okay. It's better than Google search. So that's one way to put it. Okay. We're at 10:30, and honestly, we could spend all day together on this. Like, I would sit here for hours and help every single one of you recruit, but I want you guys to go out and start doing it on your own. And then, yeah. So Christine, is there something you want to share?
I just want all really excellent training. Adrienne, you always do a masterful job. And Cliff, just in reference to it, you have to be just a little careful in the wording. You can do all that she said, but job, when someone says, I'm looking for a job, that implies employee-employer relationship, and you can waste a lot of time that people think they're going to get on to apply for a job. So you have to kind of word it as looking for entrepreneurs, et cetera, but don't use the word job. When they say job, you have to make sure, because then you'll get them on and they go, oh, I thought this was a job. No, I need a paycheck right now.
Right,
You would
right.
think.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
thought about that, and there's also kind of the commission-based
Yeah.
language around it
Yeah.
because, people are expecting like a salary,
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't want to do that because it's kind of misleading. And
Right.
And it wastes a lot of time, but just kind of get away from that, a few little things, and it's all good, and use all the words that Adrian's talking. It's very good, and it's saving time, and really good training.
Yeah.
The,
Okay.
the hardest thing for me is moving away from branding and saying the name of the company because, my history is all about creating brand awareness and
Yeah.
driving people to it. So I'm learning.
Yeah,
We're
and
all learning.
and that I'm so glad that you said that, because that is everyone's go-to instinct, is to just slap 3 on everything that they do. But in this day and age, what you're doing is you're creating curiosity, and you're setting the appointment, you're setting the stage to be able to do that before they have a chance to go Google it and go, oh, either this is or is not for me. I'd rather have the opportunity to have that personal one-on-one connection and conversation about why I'm doing this and why I want them to do it with me before they go do that. So we're not hiding 3. This isn't like, I know a lot of companies are like, oh, we're Quickstar or Amway or whatever, things like that. We're not hiding it. We want to share it, but we want to do it in the timing that is relevant and makes sense for the goal. The objective is to have a brand ambassador join us, not just to go have them click real quick on our website and become a customer. I'm fine if they want to become a customer, but if I don't have that conversation with them first, it's like a missed opportunity, right? So that's
Right.
really what we're doing. We're slowing down to
Yeah.
speed up for a moment there.
So once you engage live with them, you can say the name off the bat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Once they're on Zoom, I'm like, I'm so excited to introduce you to 3. They're like, 3 what? I'm like, 3 international. Like, and then that way, then you can be out there, right? But I don't, even in my posts, I try to even, sometimes I'll hold the label back where it says 3 on the sachets of collagen, if I'm showing those or whatever, and I clearly have a link tree they could go click on and find out that it's 3, right? But at the same time, it's creating curiosity. It's creating enough engagement for them to be like, well, no, wait, what product is that? What product were you sharing? I want them to message me. I want them to reach out and ask. It's about the conversation. So yeah. And Jessica, thank you so much for sharing. You are so like high tech, high touch, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing your screen and being able to do that for us. You're the best. Thank you. And yeah, you guys, we are all learning and growing together in this world of social media and AI and all sorts of stuff. But the last thing we want to do is I don't want anyone to miss out on these tools, these tips and these tools that are available to you, so that you're not spending a lot of time guessing. I want to take the guesswork out of what could be done next. What's the quickest way from A to Z, right? What's the quickest way to go from, engagement to enrollment, right? So don't hesitate to use AI for that reason.
Hey, Adrian.
Yes.
I know we're way over time, so
Yes.
maybe for next time or another meeting, talk about the tools, like the marketing tools, the materials that 3 has created, because they're beautiful and they're excellent. And I guess strategies on how to incorporate them in posts or how to use them in general.
Yeah, absolutely. You're talking about the asset library?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone has access to the asset library, and it really does help you develop and create content quite quickly. A lot of it is 3 related, but a lot of it isn't. So it just depends on what you're trying to do. So, but yeah, we can go into all of that. And then Marie, you find that a social media asset library, it's connected in your back office under business tools or under tools, as well as you can go to the wall.3international.com. And if you scroll down, it'll take you to the social media asset library. And it's just all these really beautiful pictures and graphics and images and videos of the 3 product line that you can use, and a lot of lifestyle photos as well. So very, very beautiful pieces. And honestly, use it as a guide as well. Like if 3 puts out a reel that you like, you could recreate that reel and just pull back the 3 label. I just did one today on, let me see if I can find it. Instead of using theirs, just FYI, I just put Revive in my hands and made a quick little post about it. So let me see if I can get to it. Okay. So, all right. So Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. This might be irrelevant. Right here. Okay. So see, I just did it myself. I dumped out the Revive. I took, you know, and I just took a video of it, the little heart thingy behind it, and then put some contents in there. This came from, and this is the other thing, in ChatGPT knows I'm a brand ambassador for 3 International. So I said, help me create a post about Revive. And then I just took out all the content that said Revive. And I used everything else that it shared, right? You know, what does this mean? Drop a fire or a check mark below and I'll send you information, right? So 3 people liked it so far. That's the difference between Reels, is it's going like that versus a post. This is a post. Posts do really well on social media. You know, Reels show video, so it looks a little bit different and still you can capture engagement. Videos are good, but it just depends, okay? So just to give you an idea. Okay, we're going way over. But yes, that's where you find those tips and tools, is you can gain inspiration from that. Okay. All right, everyone's like, we're being polite at this point. Let's go. Just kidding. Let's get on with our day. All right, friends, let's go make something. Do something today around your social media that you feel good about, that you're excited about. Use ChatGPT if possible. Book as many one-on-ones as you can. Invite as many people personally in your team and not on your team yet to convention. I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out. I know some of you guys can't go, but I'm telling you, the new product launch is going to be bananas. The new product packs around it are going to be bar none, like they've never been before. The new trip that's coming out, the new incentive and promo trip, you want to be in that room when it's announced, okay? And there's so much going on. So I'm so excited to see everybody. I'm excited to see everybody at our team party as well. Hopefully you guys are all registered for that. I believe you are. My goodness, I'm doing so much legwork for that right now, but I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be great. So I can't wait to see everybody. So let's make the most of this weekend and leading into next week. This is like all out massive action right now. I always say that, but it is true, right? So make sure you guys get out there and you do something today that you're proud of, okay? That your team would be proud that you put out too. All right, have a beautiful day. We'll see you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you
so much again, Jessica, everybody who participated, and again,